excited to film my favorite video, Spring 2025 Trends, my favorites, what I'm seeing in fashion, what I think is fun and new, or even just a continuation of the old, an evolution that I really enjoy. So let's get into it. First, I want to talk about crafty minimalism, which is a kind of key term that I found from Vogue. And basically, instead of the elevated basics or that kind of detail-oriented making of basic items into interesting pieces, whether it be an asymmetrical top or just something within the details or the construction of it that's a little bit different, we're seeing a very simple reintroduction of maximalism through putting a different element onto a piece that you wouldn't expect. So rather than shape and structural details, it's the mixing in of different fabrics and different patterns that wouldn't necessarily be considered normal to be there. For example, there's fringe, crochet, embellishments, and even kind of natural fabric pieces or elements. And I'm going to talk a little bit about what natural elements means throughout the video, because I talk a lot about that in jewelry and accessory design. But let's get into some examples of this. So Vogue has put this Diotima Darlaston skirt as one of the examples due to this kind of really beautiful shell leafing metallic sort of framing around the skirt. Vogue also points out the Kate Avalon dress for having this doily sort of, I know there's probably a better definition for this, but it's kind of doily-esque instead of just a fabric construction. It just kind of takes the place of that typical cotton or fabric. Alaya pleated jersey and stretch mini dress. This was interesting because I feel like it's more of an elevated basic, but I guess the terms are a little bit interchangeable. It's this bottom half of the dress that leans into this other fabric that comes in and makes it a little bit more fun and crafty. Simkai Sonia fringe knit dress. I can see where this makes sense as there's fringe, different textures and patterns across the entire thing. This could have easily been a simple cotton column dress with one tone, one color, but it's a lot more interesting with even the different neckline, with it being this kind of black and white check or wide stripe moment. And Vogue even included mango with this silk blouse with an asymmetrical neckline. And I would group asymmetry in elevated basics, but here we have this purposeful wrinkle here, and it's interesting. Prada is the brand that first made wrinkles cool, and other brands have kind of copied it, or I would say used it for convenience, because a wrinkle is something that we fight daily, and when you can kind of make it cool, it's a little bit of like a easy way out sort of thing. But I feel like in the neckline here, because it's so puffy, it feels like it was made to have this sort of wrinkle, and I think that when a garment is made to have that wrinkle, that's when it works. This Proenza Schuler Fia skirt in leather silk fringe. Now I love leather fringe. I think it's so cool, and I think that in of itself is creating an interesting texture out of something a little bit unexpected, because with fringe you think rope, strings, suede, western elements, and yes, leather is kind of a western element. There's leather jackets that fit into that world, the leather boots, the cowboy boots, but here it's just very, very high fashion chic and utilizes these elements and puts them in this world done so immaculately. This image is from a D Squared runway, and I'm pretty sure it's kind of an old image, or it could be new and I could be totally wrong, but I think it was an older image, like maybe 2017, something like that. And I think that the way that the rips and exposing the different layers of the fabric kind of play into this, because the different layers of the fabric bring out something entirely new from the gray cotton shell that you basically have over the entire thing. I found this sheer knit outfit also very interesting, mostly because of the belt that the model is wearing. I find that the crafty minimalism unexpected fabric location is that belt, because I would put just a regular belt in that place, but instead the garment is kind of creating that for you. I wanted to point out some pieces from Depop, because it's always fun to see what's available in these worlds, especially if it's a Vogue or high fashion trend that is put in this runway world. You want to see what's more accessible and readily available. So I loved from this amazing seller, this Japanese designer wool pea coat, and the pleating at the bottom is the unexpected element. Pea coats have been very big for a little bit. They're just so chic, and I think people are really enjoying the mod A-line silhouette, but having this really beautiful pleating at the bottom in a completely different fabric than the entire make of it, and how it seamlessly works, looks so good and chic. Another one of my favorite sellers, because I've bought 2 things from them in the fall, Burns Reserve. They have this Yoji Yamamoto shirt, and it's really the different areas of the polka dotting that creates this unexpected crafty element for me, and I love it. It's just so cool, like putting a different panel with a different size, and it makes you look at the shirt even though it is kind of a plain polka dot shirt. Another one of Vogue's trend predictions, or just highlighting current spring trends, was exaggerated proportions. And I loved this cover image that they used in the article, but I wasn't really aligning with the examples they chose because I felt like they were being a little safe. I think they had a blazer with a shoulder pad, but I feel like the cover image was kind of giving like some oomph, and I think that they wanted to create an article that was kind of selling pieces to a wider audience, and so I decided to go and find more of my own references for this, because I think you need to like get the full effect, especially just for fun in a video like this. So this stylist shot this look. The skirt is everything. Like, I am obsessed with this. I want to know what it is. I would buy this. I would wear this. The shape it creates, and especially with that boxiness of the jacket on top, it's just so structural. Geometrical is the word. Like, I love those really stark shapes. The other day, a stylist I was assisting said that when he's talking to assistants and people who are growing in the industry and being stylists, that sometimes he'll give an assignment even to himself or to the people that he's basically a mentor for. And for example, he said like maybe style a complete look with right angles or something like that. And that's what this reminds me of, because it's really focusing on what pieces can you pull that create really geometric and perfectly pop art sort of, let's think, boxy, what's the word? There's kind of another word I'm looking for. I guess graphic, and like in the sense of like cartoon and design, like just very graphic and structured pieces. I'm obsessed with this. Love this oversized blazer. I think this is more in the safe world, because an oversized blazer is pretty well accepted and not the most out there that you can go. This is probably in a very, very oversized blazer, but it's just so chic and looks amazing. And I just love this styling. Just want to look at the socks and the shoes. Okay, that's not even the point, but it creates such a beautiful rounded out shape, especially with that skirt. That skirt could also belong in this world, but yeah, like so good. Then even the bubble skirt. The bubble skirt was popular, well, let's say a year ago. I think it died out in its popularity, but that is one of those pieces that play with structure and play with exaggeration. I also think that this is another way of reintroducing maximalism through the guise of minimalism, because when you're focusing on shape, a lot of the time you'll see these pieces be pretty simple. Like the first ones were all black. A blazer is a pretty, as I said, well accepted piece. And yeah, but I want to talk about Eve Lilly, especially with her Chapova Lowena skirt collection. One of my dream pieces. I've always wanted to have one of these because they're just so amazingly made, and I love British fashion designers. They just do it in this beautifully grungy, chic nod to the music industry of their country, nod to movements that have shaped interesting and subversive fashion designs, and they just always do it. Ugh, I just love it. But yeah, these skirts are so incredibly massive and vast, and even the way that she poses with it in this photo, she purposely makes it as big as possible and exaggerates how big this skirt can get. So good. I feel like she typically does a lot of big sculptural moments and tries to make them as seamlessly big as possible, and she's really good at that. I think that she is like a creative director of what she looks like and has so much control, which is very admirable. Now, I always talk about Grey Room Shop. They're one of the best sellers on Depop for their styling, but this piece in particular also has a very interestingly exaggerated shape. From the way that it's very tiny, it has this weight down to the bottom with the bubble and even the pockets, and how you can pull that weight further down through putting your hands in the pockets like this model is doing. It's great. And then again, some more accessible moments on Depop that are available right now. This jacket, it's the shoulders that create this element of shape and structure, geometry. Alita the Angel is selling this A-line coat, and it is a bit of a flared coat, meaning it exaggerates that A-line rather than is just like straight down flattering. This is a bit of an easier choice, but still plays with a little bit of structure. From Phantom Studio, another gray room shop moment as well. I love the way that this skirt actually leans into this big thick waistband and puffs out a little bit lower than you would expect. So like kind of a dropped waist, but I would say like drop waist, and I feel like that placement makes it really interesting while also leaning into just normal fashion and what people expect, but just a little bit extra excitement to it. In recent seasons and recent years, we've seen people really enjoying the layering of sheers, and this is something that Miu Miu, of course, has pioneered, but we're still seeing it, and I honestly saw a lot of layering with sheers and light knit textures that kind of made it full coverage in a way, and I thought that was very, very interesting. So of course Emma Chamberlain did this post and the skirt with it being this tulle or light sort of fabric with sheer elements over the pants, and even the shirt over the more sheer shirt was kind of a testament to this idea that it's still with us and it's still being enjoyed. Then Fiona Tor, this is a small designer, did a similar shoot. I'm obsessed with the way that this is styled because you have the sheer and you have the light knits, and all the way down these pieces are being stacked in very unexpected ways, and it's just so good. I'm just amazed by this. Super inspiring as a stylist. This is the world that I'm just so drawn to, and it's so intricate, and you do have to have that level of understanding like the mathematics behind it and having a way to control it, because it is really hard and really messy so quickly, and yeah, it takes practice. And this is where I want to be able to like take clothing and just put them in the world that I want. Like not like kind of control the clothing in a way beyond what they're kind of made to do. Like a bunch of sweaters as skirts, stacked bolero, like it's just so good. This image from One Management Spain was really perfect for this example. Just the sleeves, they could be connected to that top, and even that has been something that was introduced this year, that brands are actually connecting these pieces together because they see a market in it and they see that people enjoy the layering but maybe want an easier alternative. So this was another full coverage moment like that. Anya Holdstock has such amazing photo shoots that really feel like they're playing into what's cool today, the brands that are taking off today. Of course, Miu Miu, a pioneer of this idea and way of styling pieces, and the way this look is styled is so gorgeous. Like the way that this bra is on, like it's so good. I love it. So seamless, such beautiful colors, so minimal and yet so impactful and fun and pretty to my eyes. This is another way that I really want to get better at styling and go into this world a bit more. Then I think this might have been an ad for the Attico, but I screenshotted this and forgot what brand she was doing this for, but this is really fun. And I think she's wearing, I think that it's made to look like an upside down dress because of the way that there's just straps there, or maybe you can actually also pull it up and wear it at the same time as a dress and another dress at the same time, if that makes sense. But yeah, I think a few years ago I actually wore a slip dress backwards as a skirt, and the way that the straps like fell sort of reminded me of a garter, and it's really funny how it's designed to have those same straps because it doesn't make sense, but there's something about it that's cool in a pinch if you have it and you want to play with something. And I just discovered that this jacket has pockets, and I didn't know it has pockets until now, so that's amazing. But yeah, I don't know, because it just doesn't make sense. But when you have that piece and you're running out the door and you want to do something fun, like, it's like, okay, like, you did that, and it's not as creatively directed or controlled. It's more a little bit messy but interesting. So it's funny that a brand would actually go ahead and make something to that moment. Then Coach, with their rebrand, is playing in with Miu Miu. I think a lot of the brands are very inspired by Miu Miu at the moment, and I feel like I want to talk about that in a video, kind of like a video essay of just what elements of Miu Miu are inspiring other brands at the moment, but that takes a little bit of work and time that I might not have at the moment, but would love to do that. But yeah, very interesting to see this tulle dress over the suit pants and the sneaker and the bag charms and the bowling bag. It's very, very trend heavy, and I think that Coach is trying to grab a younger audience these days, and that's why, but very interesting to see. I also think that these kinds of stockings belong in this world, and if you can see closer, you can see that the person is already wearing nylon nude stockings underneath these blue stockings that come up over the knee. And so even that layering element of the stockings is this world, but I also feel like these colors, the shininess, very much in line with everything else that you can style it with in this layering world. Someone I know made a little mock campaign and did some sheer knit layering, and I thought this was really cool. Also love the creative direction set design of the grapes in her tights. I think that's really fun. And I found this image from Pinterest. I don't really know who it is, but obsessed. Like, this garment is made to be this world, and it's amazing. I'm so obsessed with it. And it's also funny because this image brings me into my next topic, which isn't as fun, but this image is fun. So now I'm happy to talk about it from this image. But polo shirts are very big at the moment, which is interesting. I feel like polo shirts are one of those things that really become popular and then really disappear completely. So I think they're just back again with, I don't know, you know, the old money aesthetic, blah, blah, blah. Not my favorite because of all of that, and that's why I don't love it to the most, but it's cute with all these brands on the runway doing it. Casablanca, very fun. It just also feels so Miu Miu, and I love that because I love Miu Miu. Eckhaus Lotta, and this feels very Eckhaus Lotta in that grungy New York world. Gucci has a moment with this. This is a brand called K-Way, which I've never heard of, but again, I was just loving this Miu Miu-esque silhouette. Simone Rocha, very, very cool how Simone Rocha was able to make this feel like her with all of this tulle and fringing and interesting design and that kind of Irish heritage of her brand. Very fun. Then I just pulled some old Miu Miu images because a Miu Miu polo is something I can get behind. I might be obsessed with Miu Miu. Who isn't? I don't know. Next, I want to talk about ponyhair, and we've seen this very popular with like the kind of browns and whites, the deer kind of print, and I think we're seeing a lot more black ponyhair take over, and I love this bag. This is so gorgeous. Some more examples from Acne Studios, these boots, and then I went to the Chinatown market in Lower Manhattan and found these really cool pieces. I wish I wrote down or took a photo of the brands or anything, but yeah, I was like seeing them in the wild. I'm like, ooh, these are so fun, so cute. And some more examples of bags. I love this one. It's that very deer-ish, cowish print that has been made cool again. And my friend Madison makes the most insane shoes ever. So these are kind of more in the deer world, but I felt like putting them here because of that kind of coarse structured hair that pony fur also is. I already shot with these, I styled them, and I'm so excited to see those photos because they're just so good. Like, I remember when she posted them, I was like, thank God I saw them on my feed that day, because I was just like, are you joking? Like, you just did that and you just, like, it's almost like she does these most incredible things and then comes out of nowhere. It's like, boom, look at what I'm like, what? Like, blows my mind, actually. And she's the cutest, sweetest person ever. And I love, love, love that we get to collaborate. Cannot say enough about her. Please go follow her. She's incredible. Love her. But yeah, these shoes are that world. I love it so much. And then this is a really cool fringy sort of cape, and this is very much that black pony fur taking over sort of moment. This belt, I think it's Prada, is so fun. This bag as well, the black and white. I love the black and white sort of minimal vibe of it because it goes with everything. It just feels so chic. And yeah, I do like it more, I think, than the brown for myself to wear. Not for styling. I would love to style the brown, but like for myself to wear, I would more so resonate with wearing the black and white. And then this final one I thought is interesting because I've also seen the popularity grow of when the fabric of the bag continues seamlessly into the handle, as if like it doesn't stop to create a handle. It's just perfectly forming that handle from the bag itself. I started to notice that the popularity of fur had shifted from just a classic fur coat to random piecey elements like scarves, mini skirts, hanging pieces, belt attachments, and I didn't know if anyone else was kind of seeing this transition, especially finding it very fun because you can wear fur in the spring and summer now and don't have to depend on it just for a big warm coat. But I saw Old Loser in Brooklyn talking about this, and you know, when you're randomly in line with her, you know you're kind of in the right realm of what's going on because she is so good at knowing what's coming, what's in, what's trending, or what's going to trend in a year. She predicted indie sleeves and sailor elements that are inspired by Miu Miu, and yeah, she's just very, very knowing and good at predicting these kinds of things. Forecasting, just so good at it. But she showed all of these kind of rabbit fur stoles from the Chloe show, and I'm like, this is it, but just kind of 10 times more, because it's not even just a PC element that makes sense. This doesn't make sense logically. Like, you wouldn't see someone normally wearing this, but it's just so chic and so fun. She also made a post about all of the fur skirts that she saw on the runway, captioned it on Threads as Bush is back. And I think this is so interesting, and I totally agree that there has been a trend for having a bush, and I think it came from the Margiela show and how they used merkins in the styling and brought through this entirely all-encompassing historical moment of the French Revolution. But all these skirts are so fun. And then here's some more just random pieces, whether it's a little collar, whether it's a bag, or a tiny bra top. So much fun. I'm obsessed with all of these, and I want to play with this more as the springtime comes about. Suede has been really big. We've seen the Isabel Marant / Chloe powered boho chic movement, and these are a lot of images from Pinterest, some from Miu Miu, and it's just so fun and chic. I honestly love this kind of structural version of Western chic dressing, and something I would play with. Maybe black suede for me, but even a very dark, cool tone, chocolatey brown could be nice. I don't really gravitate towards the light browns as much, ironically, I guess, than the dark browns, but yeah, love these studded ones, just so much fun. Then similarly, suede bags, slouchy bags with that cool braiding of the leather, bags that continue into its own strap, things like that. Very fun, super chic, some with fringe, some with buttons and studs. Beautiful. Natural bag handles, like wooden, bamboo, even gloss. This wood bag is beautiful. Susie Lola has this bamboo Gucci wallet. Such a beautiful detail, and the little ornate framing of it with the gold or bronze color. Such beautiful bags. Even this kind of tooth one has been popular, or claw, I couldn't be sure. I'm pretty sure it's a tooth. And even little plastic or wooden beads that also lean into this natural world. Gorgeous. Even this one with literally a stick. and this one has kind of rocks or kind of shell and another one of those wooden beads. But these are just so fun and gorgeous and perfect for the summer, perfect for a holiday, things like that, or even just every day, bringing something really exciting into your outfit. More in the natural world with natural jewelry pieces, a lot of bangles, rings, necklaces that have these big solid natural elements. So much fun. I always love a big bangle, just so chic, so beautiful, and honestly, being inspired by textures of the world itself and nature itself is so much fun in fashion because, I don't know, instead of being inspired by something that's already in fashion, you're inspired by something that the earth made unique. Like every single gemstone you find from the earth has a unique pattern inside it, a unique picture. Sometimes I've looked at gemstones and seen a person standing on space, like a rock in space, and there's the sun over there and stuff like that. And it's always unique, and finding inspiration from these random, beautifully created, earth-made patterns is just so much fun, and there's so much endless possibility in that as well. Skinny belts have been a growing trend over the last few seasons. They replaced the wide belt, and of course everything opposite replaces each other in the trend cycle. I love this photo of Beck Lauder. She's a musician in New York City, and she was styled with all of these stacked skinny belts, and I think the impression of the stacked belts being fun, playful, rocker chic, and kind of pretending to be the big belt while also being their own moving parts was really fun. And I overall love the structure that a skinny belt can create to a fun and playful outfit, like in the Miu Miu world and the indie sleaze world, and I think it's very fun. Then I think boho chic, as I talked about it in the fall, I mentioned it being grungy and rocker. I think we're taking it into a girly European summer chic kind of moment. That's a lot of words, sounds crazy and silly, but I'm going to talk about Addison Rae because her styling in the Aquamarine music video by Dara, so good. So everything was perfect, from this beautiful pennies skirt, like are you joking, pennies, like this is so much fun, to just all of the looks, the theatrical headpieces, the masks, the themes she was playing in, the locations, everything about it is exactly what this trend is. And even some looks from her high fashion music video, exactly this, exactly what I'm talking about. I loved these few images from Caperni because they also create this very chic and minimal world for the same elements of playfulness and going out and summer and holiday, and it's so much fun. And then I also really enjoyed this photo shoot that I've had saved on Instagram for a while for the same reasons. The sequins, the natural flowers, the fur pieces, the shoes, the way that the stripy skirt is so playful and low-waisted, and the big wooden beads for the necklace. Everything about it, it's just so well done. The styling on that is amazing, so inspirational to me. And then this brings me to my final trend prediction, trend that I'm enjoying, which is mirror tiles. And I think this is one of these really fun random elements that I see through Prada a lot. They love to do a coat with all of these mirror tiles. It's also, I would say, a Rabanne-ism because they do a lot of these chainmail dresses and garments and pieces like that, but it is a very fun thing that Prada has been doing for a while. I think also if you do a little square mirror tile construction, that's a little bit more accessible, more normalized, but I love these round pieces that Prada has always done. They're just so much fun. This skirt, as playful as it is, it's very normal and easy to put on, very wearable. Just so obsessed with all these. The idea behind it is so fun, so creative, and plays into that natural world. Of course, if you played Minecraft like me, you'd know that glass can be made from sand, and sand is from the earth, so... Or actually, yeah, glass. I wouldn't say mirrors made from sand, but certainly glass, and that kind of reminds me of that. But yeah, anyway, those are all of the spring trends that I'm really obsessed with at the moment, enjoying to see come into fruition, and Let me know which one was your favorite, or a spring trend that I might have missed that might be your favorite, or something that you're really excited to see come about over the next few months into the summer as well. If you would like to keep up with my outfits, photography, and styling, you can follow my Instagram. I'm starting to post a little bit on TikTok. TikTok is really scary because I feel like it's so oversaturated and so hard now. I honestly feel like YouTube is just so much more easy because it gives me a real opportunity to connect properly, and I don't know, I just love the community from YouTube a lot better than short form video, but we're trying. I think it's fun. I've been very inspired lately. But yeah, I hope you have a great rest of the day. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.